Section 1 Snuggle Struggles. You might be surprised to learn your loving hug could be a nightmare for your dog. You love your dog, so you hug it. Simple as that. But for many dogs, especially sensitive ones, hugging isn't an act of affection, it feels more like captivity. Imagine being tightly wrapped in a shirt that's way too small, with no idea when you'll be let out. That's what a hug can feel like to a dog. According to the American Kennel Club, AKC, dogs don't understand the emotional meaning of a hug the way humans do. Instead, they feel restrained, held down, unable to escape, and that triggers stress. Even something as seemingly harmless as patting their head can feel threatening to many dogs. In the dog world, a hand coming down from above can be seen as a dominant or intrusive gesture. If your dog pins its ears back, turns its head away, licks its lips, or ducks away every time you go in for a hug, that's a clear sign. I don't like this. Don't let your love become a mental burden for your four-legged friend. How does your dog react when you hug them? Do they pull away or quietly endure it? Let me know. And if you think simply sitting close to your dog is a safe way to show affection, the next sign might make you think twice. Section 2 Personal Space. You just sat down next to your dog, didn't even get a chance to pet them, and they quietly got up and walked away. Something isn't quite right. We often think, the closer a dog stays to us, the more it loves us. But sometimes, distance tells a different story. If your dog consistently changes spots when you come near, avoids eye contact, or even leaves the room, it's not just random. It could be a sign of discomfort, lack of trust, or a desire for personal space. According to canine behavior experts, when a dog feels pressured, even by excessive attention, it retreats to its comfort zone to self-regulate emotionally. This becomes even more apparent in situations involving children, strangers, or when you keep trying to play while your dog just wants to rest. The more you chase, the more you push to get close, the more your dog will pull away. But ironically, when you give them space, they often come back on their own. Just like true friendships, dogs also need personal space to form deeper bonds. Don't mistake silence for indifference. Sometimes, your dog is quietly saying, "I need you to slow down, so I can learn to trust you." Have you ever noticed, when you ignore your dog, it suddenly comes and lies next to you? Try paying attention to that, and share your story with me. But there's an even more sensitive behavior. When your dog refuses to eat around you. That's when trust has truly been shaken. Section 3 Boundaries. You call your dog to eat. It just stares. You walk away, and only then does it start eating. Sound familiar? To you, that behavior might come off as being picky. But in a dog's world, it's a clear statement. I don't feel entirely safe with you here. Meal times are incredibly sensitive for dogs, a moment when they're at their most vulnerable. Whether it's a house pet or a wild wolf, the instinct remains the same. They need to be sure there's no threat, no competition, before they can relax enough to eat. If your dog only eats after you leave, or carries its food to a far corner, it's a signal that the trust between you isn't fully there yet. And it's not just about food. Dogs often create invisible boundaries in their space, not wanting to be sat too close to, refusing to share the bed, or retreating to a designated corner whenever there's noise or conflict in the house. This isn't a sign of dislike, it's a passive form of communication. Your dog is saying, "I need to be respected if you want to get closer." If you cross those boundaries too many times, your dog might stop avoiding and start reacting. Does your dog have a spot that's just theirs? And have you noticed when they choose to retreat there? I'd love to hear about it. And if you think a dog's emotions can be understood just by looking into their eyes, pay closer attention to the whites of their eyes. You might discover a different truth. Section 4 Whale Eyes. You bend down to stroke your dog's ears. It doesn't bark, growl, or walk away, but its eyes are wide, showing the whites, full of caution. Did you notice? Whale eyes, a term for when the whites of a dog's eyes are clearly visible. Especially when it turns its head away but keeps watching you from the corner of its eyes. It might seem harmless, but to behavior experts, this is a strong indicator of stress or defensiveness. Dogs can't speak, so they use their eyes to say, no. A sidelong glance, avoiding direct eye contact, with the whites prominently showing, means your dog is warning, "I'm uncomfortable. Please don't come any closer." This behavior is often paired with subtle signs like lip licking, turning the head away, stiffening the body, or ears slightly pinned back. All are attempts to de-escalate the situation without resorting to more intense reactions. The most common triggers include reaching out too quickly, holding unfamiliar objects like nail clippers, clothing, or a hairdryer, or simply being too close when your dog just wants space. Don't wait until your dog growls or snaps. Whale eyes are already a cry for help. Have you ever seen that look? Many people think it's just a cute sideways glance, but in truth, it's the opposite. Have you ever misunderstood it? And if you think just not bothering your dog is enough for it to trust you, the next behavior might surprise you, when even your name doesn't get a response. Section 5 Selective Hearing. You call out, "Luna, come here." No response, not even a glance. But the moment a snack bag rustles, she springs up like lightning. No, she's not deaf. She hasn't forgotten her name. She's just choosing not to respond. This is known as selective hearing. It happens when your dog no longer sees signals from you as important or trustworthy. It's like talking to someone who constantly commands, lacks connection, and never offers anything in return. Eventually, you just tune them out. Dogs are the same. If your call isn't consistently associated with something positive, like play, praise, or treats, then that call becomes meaningless. Worse, it might even carry a negative connotation if it always leads to a bath, nail clipping, or scolding. The key point is, this isn't the dog's fault. It's a sign of lost connection in both leadership and emotional trust between you and your dog. So don't ask if your dog is ignoring you. Ask, is there any reason for them to want to listen to me? Have you ever had to call your dog 5 times with no reaction? Did you think they were being stubborn? Or have you simply lost value in their eyes? And if you believe that a lick on the hand means your dog loves you, the truth behind that wet tongue might just surprise you. Section 6 The Lick of Love? You think your dog is kissing you, but in reality, it might be trying to soothe you, not out of love, but as a way to avoid conflict. In the human world, a dog licking your hand, especially a sweet, well-behaved pup, is often seen as a pure little kiss. But for dogs, licking doesn't always mean affection. In fact, in dog packs, licking is typically a submissive gesture from the weaker to the stronger, used to show deference, keep the peace, or even plead for mercy. It stems from puppyhood, when pups lick their mother's mouth to beg for food or seek protection. So when your dog licks you excessively, especially when you're angry, scolding them, or showing signs of stress, it may not be love at all. It's more likely trying to calm you down, to reconcile, rather than express deep feelings. Behavioral experts call this a form of calming signal. Some dogs will even lick the air, your feet, or nearby objects, just to de-escalate the situation. If you want to know whether the licking is genuine affection or just anxiety, observe closely. After licking, does your dog settle comfortably beside you? Or does it retreat to a corner, turn its face away? Don't mistake a peacekeeping gesture for love, otherwise, you might miss the quiet signs of emotional distress. Does your dog lick you often? Do you think it's affection, or a nervous habit? I'd love to hear your honest take. But if you think a dog's emotions are limited to buttering you up, or throwing a tantrum, the final sign may open your eyes. Sometimes, when a dog misbehaves, it's because its heart is hurting. Section 7 The Wrecking Paw. Your brand new pillow is torn to shreds. Your favorite shoes, chewed beyond recognition. You think your dog is being destructive, but in truth, it's trying to speak. To many people, destroying things is a sign of a bad dog, naughty, undisciplined, poorly trained, but for many dogs, it's the only way they know how to release emotions of abandonment, anxiety, or even frustration. When a dog feels disconnected, ignored, or overlooked, it often seeks out the closest thing to you, your scent. And unfortunately, the things that carry your scent most strongly, shoes, socks, pillows, clothes, are also the easiest to destroy. Behaviorists call this displacement behavior, an outlet when a dog doesn't know what to do with its overwhelmed emotions. It bites, rips, or drags things around to cope. Some dogs start chewing things the moment you leave the house, not out of boredom, but because separation from their pack is deeply distressing. In some cases, the dog knows you'll get upset, but still does it, because to them, Even negative attention is better than being invisible. If all you see are the things it's torn apart, but not the comfort it was desperately trying to hold onto, then you might be missing the most silent cry for help. Has your dog ever wrecked something you cared about? How did you respond? And looking back, did you maybe feel sorry for it? Because sometimes, it's not that your dog hates you. It's that it no longer recognizes the person who used to be its entire world. Now you know. There are tiny, subtle signs, but if you overlook them, you might lose the most important relationship in your life, the one with your beloved dog. Because for dogs, love isn't in the words you say, it's in how you touch, how you call, how you respect their space and emotions every single day. And if you've recognized even one of these signs in your dog, don't be sad. That also means there's still time to make it right. Not everyone is loved by a dog. But if you've been chosen, please don't lose that gift just because you weren't paying attention. In the next video, I'll share 7 signs that a dog has truly imprinted on you, bonded so deeply they can't bear to be apart for even a minute. That's when you're not just their owner, you're family. Which of the 7 signs did you recognize? And what do you think you need to change first?